Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the key charts of the week. I have the strength and weakness chart here as well, so I'll just bring that onto the screen just to show you what I'm really looking at going into this week. So, really speaking, the dollar is still the major one for me. We have the US dollar here continuing to gain value on the last week. I thought the numbers would be a little bit better. However, you can see across a couple of currency pairs that the dollar is really gaining some value against them. So I really like the opportunities coming across this week. Euro is the one that I really like shorts on, euro dollar. Again, last week we tried to grab a short on it. Didn't quite make it back to the area where I liked to get short from. But there's a couple of levels this week that I'll point out. Kiwi dollar was also a really nice chart to watch going into this week as well. We could go and have a look at that, and I'll show you what I'm looking at there. I quite like the idea of Kiwi CAD still. So Kiwi CAD was something we liked the look of, and Kiwi CAD CAD was gaining strength. Kiwi was at the resistance area. So Kiwi CAD downside looked really good. That's now trending on the 4-hour time frame very, very nicely. So quite like the idea of getting short on Kiwi CAD still. And finally, we're going to take a look at Euro Yen, because we spoke about Euro Yen in the week. We like the idea of it breaking to the downside. It's now followed through. Yen is coming from a sort of -6 area, went to -4, and it's still remained at -4. Bit of a mixed bag last week for the yen. However, against the likes of the euro, which is losing value, looks good for some further downside. So going into the charts, Euro US dollar, what I'm looking at here is the 4-hour trend, and we can clearly see that price is trending to the downside. The market is making really nice lower lows and lower highs, and price recently broken and found some new lows on Friday, which is making me think that we're going to get a continuation to the downside this week. And the levels that I'm watching for is 121.20, and I'm watching that level because it's the previous structure low, and 121.54, and 121.54 is the point of control from last week. So you can see there was a lot of action going on through here and a lot of action going on through there, making it the most traded level of last week. So I'm identifying these two areas as potential areas for some further shorting opportunities. The extreme side of that would be at 122.18, and that is the previous structure highs. So the way I look at the market at the moment in terms of trend would actually be more like this. So the market makes a low in here, we make a lower low, lower high, price comes in, lower high, and a continuation to the downside, because this is almost like a false move just in there. Market's breaking to the downside. So if anything, if price does come back up into this level, there's still opportunity to potentially get short on the back of that move in here. Moving on to Kiwi, really like Kiwi downside, mainly because the daily time frame is now confirming what we were talking about, in terms of we were looking at this level here to act as a slight bit of support, or the level that we wanted to see broken. Price is now broken below that level, and you can see it was resistance, support recently, and we've made this head and shoulders pattern. So price closing below that level suggests to me that we could see some further downside. I really like the fact that the weekly rejected that level that we spoke about. It looks to me like we're going to get that start to that weekly trend potentially forming here. So going to the 4-hour time frame, let's check out that trend, and we can see price making lower lows and lower highs. We had a couple of retests of this area in here, and price finally made it to the downside. So again, a couple of levels to really take into consideration. We have 7165. This is the sort of neckline area of the market, where we have seen some recent support and resistance, and we have 7186. So if price can either get into these couple of levels and set up on a strategy basis, I'll be looking to get short around these two levels. Again, the risk is up here around about 7230 or 7235. If the price breaks above there, obviously the idea is invalid, but if we could still get a rejection here as well. So 3 levels to really consider going into this week. Euro yen trended nicely in the end. We talked about getting short in and around this level here because price had consolidated at that point. Really nice breakdown. It then came and retested 126.50, broke to the downside again and broken through this 126.25. Now 126.12 is actually a monthly point of control, and if I go into the monthly time frame first, or at least the sort of daily time frame, this 126.12 was used quite a lot over the month of December and acted as support at the start of January, where price broke to the upside. It's now collapsed underneath it, so this area here could be used as a resistance level going to the downside, and it's nice to see that this key level lines up with the monthly point of control. This is the area that I was speaking about in January, where price retested that structure and rallied to the upside. Now price is trending down. This level here could become significant going into this week. So 126.12 is the area I'm looking for as a resistance point. The weekly sort of other area that I like is 126.50, simply because it was a nice area where price found some resistance recently. So one or two areas again looking to get short this week on Euro Yen. And finally, moving into Kiwi CAD. Kiwi CAD was a level that was a chart that I really liked last week. The point of control was in and around this level. Price rejected it a couple of times and traded nicely to the downside. So looking for something similar again, where we can potentially get price continuing its move downwards. We've got this really nice trend. Can price come back into sort of this 91.26 level, or can it trade back towards this 91.74? That level there again was one high area of value last week, or volume going into this week. So I'd like the idea of either getting short here or back up at this previous structure point. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching this Forex market outlook. I hope you have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.